Raise your hands if you ever had your girl stolen before. That sounds
yes, sir.
That's
She even took the kids.
Okay. Now, keep your hands raised if you had your girl stolen by a light-skinned ninja.
Yes, sir.
That's me. Mention that.
She even rubbed baby lotion on his neck too.
Right. Okay. Well, I hate to break it to y'all, but you're just dark as shit.
Hey,
Nah, you ninja. I ain't that dark.
It's called melanin bliss.
Nah, you all look like under the bed. You know the baddies don't be messing with us darkies like that. Come on now.
Hey, bro, that's not true. Look at Chief Keef.
Do you got Chief Keef money? I look like I'm Chief Keef with a tubby. You know, I ain't even gonna dignify that with a response. Yeah, there ain't no hope for you ninjas. You see this? This is why I am beefing all light skins. Now, let's not get it twisted. I do mess with your light skins, but at the same time, I ain't let any of you around my girl alone. You got me all the way f***ed up. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship with y'all ninjas. Like, we can chill and kick it just as long as there's no baddies around. Like, I don't know what it is about the light-skinned ninjas that be making the hoes go crazy, but I have had enough. Growing up as a dark-skinned ninja is already hard as fuck. Like, people always trying to mess with you, calling you names. Hey, you look crispy hooked, my boy.
Oh, snap.
You look like you ain't got any bright ideas, do you, huh? I'm talking, you look like if Akon had a tan. You dark. You so dark, it actually pisses me off. Like, I get angry just seeing how dark you is, bro. Like, that shit made me mad as fuck. Like, how you so damn dark, ninja? You must have been out of town or something when God said, let there be light. I'm talking, you so dark that you actually absorb light. Hey, bro, I ain't even that dark for real. What you say, ninja? Shit, I can't even hear you because you so dark, you even absorb sound. And it was like it wasn't enough that I had to put up with all of this from you liar-skinned ninjas. But I also had to thump L's when it came to romance too. Let me put this in perspective real quick. This was my senior year of high school. We call it secondary school over here, but I digress. So there was this girl in my class. You know, this cute girl. She was fine as fuck. Her name, we'll call her Rin. Now, Rin was not only bad, but she was also low-key. Like, she wasn't in the eye of all the popular kids. She was more of a low-key, chill kind of girl. So I guess the crushing on her. She was in a bunch of my classes, and we used to always sit with each other, joke around, you know, all that good stuff. We would eventually text every day, and bro, when I tell you that those texts had me down bad, my boy, those texts had me kicking my feet in the air, it had me arching my back. Pause. You know how it is, I was crushing on her heavy. I even made a song for her. I admit it, I ain't proud of it, but it happened. I gotta own that shit. It definitely didn't help that some of her friends would also tell me that she also kinda liked me too. You know, kinda urging me to make a move. But I won't lie, I was too pussy. I didn't think I had any riz whatsoever. So I didn't know how to make a move. You feel me? But then I made a plan. You see, prom was coming up and I figured that if I could just make my move there, like pull up in the limo all confident as fuck, looking like James Bond in the tux, then I might be able to stand the chance, you know? I also heard that there would be an after party after prom where I could try my luck and, you know, see where I could go with all this. I thought I was cooking. So now prom comes around and I won't lie, there was no limo. I ain't have no limo money. The fuck did you think this was? My dad dropped me off, but that's cool. I still had the tux. I still feel like I was looking like him, Timothy, Hemi Neutron. Hold up, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you behind the screen. Don't look at me like that. I can see you enjoying this video over here. So why don't you hit the like button? Because that shit will help out with this channel a lot. And also hit subscribe too. I know you want to see more of this content. Shit. And whilst you at it, also go ahead and follow your boy on Instagram. The link is in the description. Alright. Back to the video. So I pull up thinking prom was gonna be like the movies, you know, ninjas slow dancing, ninjas whining, but it was nothing like that, my boy. Everyone was just grouped up in these little cliques, talking and just vibing with their friends. I swear, not one ninja had a prom date. The most dancing that would happen was ninjas hitting that slide to the left, slide to the right, freestyle. it was bad. So I figured, okay, I still got the after party to make my move. But like God himself was plotting against your boy, I got a call from my dad right at that moment saying he was gonna come pick me up at 10:30. Ninja, the after party started at 11. I tried to convince my old man to let a ninja cook, but he was not having it. You think I'm going to let you go to the after party and do drugs? How you mad? So just like that, all my plans crumbled to dust. But I figured, okay, you know what? I can still go talk to her and maybe I can still cook a little bit. But when I turned around to see where Shorty was at, my heart sank to my chest. I saw her giggling and chopping it up with this light-skinned ninja. This man swooped up out of nowhere like he was Batman and started rizzing up my crush in front of my very eyes. Bro, I knew it was all over when I saw her start rubbing up on this ninja's arm and they both left the prom together. So, how was the prom?
It was okay. It was fine.
The worst part about all of this shit was waking up in the morning and receiving texts from all my friends who went to the after party saying that apparently a madness was done between my crush and this light-skinned ninja. I even heard that they were dating. This man had done what I had been trying to do for months in a single night. Yeah. Moral of the story, fuck your light-skinned ninjas. Actually, nah. Maybe I should have actually gone for what I wanted instead of just waiting and biding my time, looking for the right moment, because time waits for no man. And that light-skinned ninja definitely did not waste any time. At the same time, she wasn't even my girl in the first place. She had no obligation to me. But that being said, fuck your light-skinned ninjas. So I peeked my head around the corner to see what's up, and what I saw still haunts me to this very day. Like I deadass saw this man full force beating his meat. The boys' locker rooms are one of the most vile, the most inhumane, the most, dude, maybe you're just exaggerating this whole thing, repugnant places that anyone could ever find themselves in. So you're just gonna cut me off like that? Damn. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think there's any place quite like the boys' locker room. Now, I can't speak for the girls' locker room because, you know, I'm not a girl, but I imagine y'all just be chilling, complimenting each other, talking about drama on some, oh my god, have you heard that Bethany got a fake boob job? Oh my god, really? But the boys' locker room is a completely different beast. Like we ain't talking about no drama. We swapping hands, boy. Like that shit was chaotic. People with dead ass be running around shirtless, whipping each other with wet towels, hanging from the racks, running around pulling down people's trousers. Like I've seen some crazy shit go down in those damn locker rooms. Like have you ever seen a whole man get lifted in the air and slammed down on his neck? Like this man got hit with a Batista bomb on the concrete, because I have, and that's not even the craziest shit that I've seen. And it's funny because in our locker rooms, most of the crazy stuff kind of centered around this one individual. We'll call him Hayden. Now, Hayden was one of those people that hit puberty a little too early. I'm talking about this man was 6 foot and built when he was only 14. Like that don't make no sense. And he would go around doing the most crazy shit. Like there was this one time when he put up on my homie in the locker room showers, where my homie was just trying to take a shower after a game, and this man Hayden kicked down the door and stood there butt naked with his manhood out, swinging in the air for everyone to see. And my homie was just there cowering in the corner, terrified. Like they were just staring each other down in complete and utter silence, whilst Hayden was just standing there smiling, looking like the star of a Two Catch a Predator crossover episode with Fleece Johnson. Like my friend was traumatized after this went down, and I don't blame him. Shoot, I'd be terrified too if an Ainsley Harrier lookalike pulled up on me whilst I was trying to take a shower. Like damn, you got me all the way fucked up. And it's crazy because that ain't even the worst story I have about this man's. Like there was this one time when I was getting changed, you know, getting ready to go out to do some sports, and I was putting on my stuff, but I realized something. You see, normally Hayden, he's hella loud, you know, he be making a lot of noise, but for some reason on this day he was eerily
quiet. And I was curious because it wasn't in his character to be this quiet. Now, in our changing rooms, there's this little small room in the corner, which was like a private-ish changing room, and he happened to be in there. Now, I don't know what possessed me to go look at what this man was doing, but as I said, I was curious because again, it wasn't like him to be this damn quiet. So I peeked my head around the corner to see what's up, and what I saw still haunts me to this very day. Like I saw this man full force beating his meat like a drunk stepdad beating his disappointment of a son after a night out at the local bar. Like this man was going in. I was scared, I was confused, I was tired. I took a step back and started to reevaluate my entire relationship with Christ, because if there's such a thing as a benevolent God, then why would he subject me to witness such an atrocity? Like, it wasn't even the fact that he was doing what he was doing, it was more so the ferocity that he was doing it at. Like, this man definitely had some deep-seated anger issues within him. No cap. Now, I wish I was done, but no, there's more. Like the one time where this man almost made it so I couldn't have kids anymore. I remember it was right before cross country, you know, where you did a long distance running or whatever, and me and my friend were messing around with Hayden. Now, for some reason, I can't quite remember why, but I must have done something to anger this man. Now, remember, he was around 6 foot and built, and I was built like a typical skinny 14-year-old. So realistically, I'm getting folded by this nigga. So he pushed me down onto the floor, spread my legs apart, and with studs, yes, studs, like football boots grade studs, he stomped like a black woman at a Christian praise and worship concert after their favorite song came up. He kept stomping and stomping and stomping.
This girl grabs my hand like I'm some sort of bad bee, then placed them on her titties and screamed. Yes, screamed like a white woman seeing a dark fella cross over to her street at night. She screamed for the whole class to hear, saying, "Hey Nags, why are you grabbing on my titties?" So I start freaking out. Y'all ever mess with a freak? Nah, I'm not talking about them girls that's freaky on the sly. I'm talking about a girl that will make you question your entire religious fundamentals type shit. Like this girl will have you down on your knees praying to God for forgiveness after reading some of the nasty shit that she sent you. Hey Nags, why you always capping for the net for, ninja? Ain't no girl ever sent you some nasty shit. You are not him. You are not Timothy. You're just the ugly black bastard that makes cartoons on the YouTubes. Bro, ain't no word of a lie. Everything that I'm about to say in this video is facts, no printer. I once knew a girl who was a freak with a capital F. I'm talking one text message from this shorty will have your ass seeking immediate medical attention. It will leave your ancestors watching on from beyond the grave in utter shock, disbelief, and shame watching what is transpiring on the ninja's phone.
Malcolm X didn't die for this shit.
Now this girl, we'll call her Test, aka the freak of the week, was a shorty I used to have classes back in high school with. Now when I first met her, I thought she was kind of innocent. Lord, was I wrong. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing could have prepared me for the demon that lied beneath the surface. So I must have gotten her snap, and we started texting back and forth, just talking about class, school, you know, innocent stuff. Until one day, I must have been feeling myself, so I decided to try my luck and send her a risky text. You know the text message, the one that will have your ass pacing up and down around the house like you're some sort of jobless baboon. Now, I don't know what I was expecting to come from this. I probably figured she would just laugh it off and would get back to joking around or some shit. But I swear, believe me when I say nothing could have prepared me for what she said next. I started receiving texts. I started receiving Bibles or some of the freakiest shit that you have ever seen in your life. She was saying shit like how she was my master in the bedroom.
Ain't that racist?
And how she was gonna tie me up with some pink fluffy handcuffs and do things to me that I didn't even have a concept of as a 15-year-old kid. Like, this shit was insane. And it just went on and on and on. Like, if I have any hope of being monetized on this channel in the future, like, comment, and subscribe, then I best not repeat some of the things that this woman was saying to me, you know. For for the children. So instead, I'm gonna give you the YouTube friendly version. She started talking about how she wants to tie me up with them pink fluffy handcuffs, bend me over and find me in the Alps. How she would have me begging for mercy until she chews all my gum to the point that I can barely move, then take my load like she was some sort of fancy schlock receptacle. And what's crazy is that this is just the beginning of this rabbit hole. It gets much worse. For example, I must have been posted up in class like I'm LeBron in the paint, just chilling with shorty, you know, being a model student and all that good stuff. Until for some reason, shorty thought it would be a great idea to try and mess with a ninja's freedom. So I kid you not, this girl grabs my hand like I'm some sort of bad bee, then placed them on her titties and screamed. Yes, screamed like a white woman seeing a dark fella cross over to her street at night. She screamed for the whole class to hear, saying, "Hey Nags, why are you grabbing on my titties?" So I start freaking out because one thing you need to realize was that she was a white woman, and me as a black man, I already knew how bad this situation looked for me. Like, I straight up thought a ninja was about to go to prison type shit. I'm scared, I'm confused, I'm hungry. I start hyperventilating because I thought this was the end for me. I half expected 5-0 or the Dark Knight himself to pull up and put a ninja in handcuffs and have my ass on the news after delivering that white justice. Another example of this deviant damsel being a freak of nature was one time I must have been chilling in the hallway minding my business without a care in the world, when all of a sudden, like a thief in the night, I felt this hand, full palm, just grab my cheeks. Yes, you heard that correctly. My cheeks were assaulted, bro. When I tell you that I felt fingers go into places where fingers are not supposed to go into, you do not know the half of it. I literally, not figuratively, literally felt my soul evacuate my body. I look to my side and I see this girl walk past with the most devious grin on her face as she walked into the next room. Bro, when I tell you this shit had me traumatized, you do not understand. This shit had me seeing a therapist. Okay, wait, you know what? That's cap. I ain't gonna lie, that's cap. I didn't see a therapist, but I should have because of how this event shook me to my very core. Like, I deadass started having recurring nightmares of my cheeks being fondled by this wicked witch from the west. It was bad. Moral of the story, watch out for them freaks.
Miss Brown happened to be looking straight at us, which meant that she saw everything, my nigga. Yes, she saw the glizzy, the peas, my little Pepe. She saw it all.
Hey bro, you good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just been thinking lately about the amount of L's that I've taken over the years, you know?
Damn, that's tough.
Nah, I don't think you quite understand. I have literally taken so many L's. Like, the amount of L's that I've taken, just the sheer size of it it's almost biblical.
Okay, I get it.
No, you don't get it. You can't just simply get it, okay? For you to somewhat understand where I'm coming from, I'm gonna have to tell you stories of some of the most embarrassing L's that I've taken so you can get some idea, just some notion of the sheer fucking scale of these L's.
Nah, that's okay, broski. I ain't really asked, so...
So for you to understand this first L, I gotta take you back all the way to Nigeria. Back when I was only
Is he not listening to me?
You see, I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, where I spent the first couple years of my childhood before moving over here to the UK when I was like 5. And in those 5 years, I had definitely seen some shit, like some deep, twisted shit. You see, in Western society, schools have certain rules to them that both teachers and students have to follow. You know, simple things like not dating your students or not brutally assaulting the children with whips, belts, canes, you know, all that good shit. But the thing is, back in Nigeria, they didn't get that memo. You see, they didn't really have these rules, at least not the second rule. Now, I don't know about nowadays and how schools in Nigeria are right now, but back then, it was a completely different story. Teachers used to whip students with absolutely no remorse whatsoever. They just did not give a fuck. fuck. They would beat children like a horny teenager beats his meat after discovering Lana Rhodes for the first time. Matter of fact, some of the teachers probably enjoyed whipping the child's ass. And you might think, why the hell would the parents be allowing this? But in a lot of cases, the parents actually gave permission to the teachers to do this in the first place. This was just seen as normal culture.
Wait, if you were like 5 or younger when this happened, then how the hell do you even remember this story?
Because the story was just that traumatizing that even now, several years later, I still remember the details like it was only yesterday. So I must have been in class, you know, doing my thing, when all of a sudden I realized that I needed to go to the bathroom.
So you peed yourself in class?
Nigga, let me finish the story, damn. Anyways, like I was saying, I needed to go. Like, needed to go. So I went up to the teacher and I asked her if I could use the toilet. And she looked me up and down, kissed her teeth, and simply said no. Now, I almost slapped the fuck out of that bitch right there and then, because what the fuck does she mean by no? Like, I don't understand why teachers do this shit. Like, what the hell does she think I was gonna do in the toilet anyways? Sell crack cocaine at 5 years old or some shit? Like, why don't you just let me go? Anyways, I reiterated that I really needed to go because I thought maybe she just didn't understand the gravity of the situation, because if I didn't go right there and then they might as well put my ass in the milk carton because it's wraps for me. GG, es finito. But she was just not budging. She told me to go sit my ass back down and finish my work. So I sat, and then a couple minutes passed, and now I really needed to go. Alarm bells started going off in my head, and I knew that if I didn't get to the toilet right that instant, that I was gonna have a very long day. So I asked the teacher again if she could please let me go to the damn toilet, and she simply said no again. And when she said no the second time, I already knew what was about to go down, so I just closed my eyes and tried to hold on as long as I could. But in the end, I couldn't stop what was about to happen from happening. I just let go, and all of a sudden I began to feel this warm...
No. Don't go into detail like that, bruh. We don't need to know all that.
The point is, I peed myself. Now, you would think that that's the most embarrassing part of the story, right? But no, it gets much worse, because you see, as soon as the teacher noticed what had gone down, she told me to come to the front of the class, and I kid you not, in front of all the other kids, she proceeded to expose me for what just happened. She told them all that I had just wet myself, and to rub salt in the wound even more, she then proceeded to beat my smooth brown ass in front of everyone. Yes, she gave me a public ass whipping before she let me go.
So she...
Yup.
In front of everyone?
Yup. That shit still got me fucked up to this very day. Now, this next story is kind of mad. You see, this takes place during high school. Now, in my school, we used to have these special days where they take us off the timetable to do some event like Careers Day or Sex Education Day, you know, shit like that. Now, I can't remember exactly what event was taking place on this particular day, but that don't really matter. All I remember was being split into groups and doing various different tasks with that group. Now, the group I was in had this kid that we'll call him Jordan. Now, I did not like this nigga Jordan at all. He was one of those kids that tended to take jokes a little bit too far. Like, this nigga would do anything as long as he thought it was funny. And that day wasn't any different. You see, at the time, my school was kind of going through a crisis. You know, there was this pantsing pandemic that was going around where niggas with dead ass go around pulling your trousers down just to with you, which meant it wasn't safe for anybody to be roaming these streets, because at any point you could find yourself standing there being laughed at by your peers because a nigga decided to fuck with your mental health by pantsing you in front of a lot of people. Now, Jordan, he thought it would be funny to go ahead and pants me right there and then, so he did just that. But here's where it gets fucked, because when he pants me, he didn't just pull down my trousers. Oh no, he pulled down my boxers, nigga. Yes, he pulled down everything, revealing my very essence to the world. Now, he said later on that this was all an accident, but that doesn't really matter right now, because at that moment right there and then, I was in crisis mode. You see, when Jordan decided to pants me, he did it right in the view of our teacher, who we'll call Miss Brown. So when he did it, Miss Brown happened to be looking straight at us, which meant that she saw everything, my nigga. Yes, she saw the glizzy, the peas, my little Pepe, she saw it all.
So you're telling me that the teacher saw.
Yes, she saw everything. Now we're all standing there in stunned silence as our brains began registering what the hell just went down, and I'm there just freaking out. So after that brief period of stunned silence, I pulled my trousers back up and just turned to look at Jordan in sheer disbelief. Like, did this nigga really just do what he just did? Now I don't know how Miss Brown reacted because I can't read minds. She was probably like, damn, he got a big. The crazy part is I wasn't even mad. You see, whatever anger that I had was overshadowed by the feeling of just sheer embarrassment that I felt at the time because my teacher really just saw my lethal weapon. Looking back on it, that whole situation was actually just fucked. Thank God that the rest of the people in the class didn't see what went down because I probably would have died of embarrassment right there and then. Anyways, she sent Jordan out the class and that was that.
Damn, that's tough. I still don't know why you're telling me these stories though, cause I still really didn't ask.
So this next story, this is a different type of embarrassing L. You see, this one isn't as humiliating as the last two. It's more romantic in nature, but I still find it embarrassing and L-worthy nonetheless. You see, this takes place back in primary school where there was this girl that I was into heavy. Her name, we'll just call her Emily. Now, I had the biggest crush on Emily. She was this short, petite, white girl that used to sit behind me in class. Now, we talk here and there, but it was never anything serious, which was just the thing because I always wanted our relationship to be more than just talking. I was trying to love her like a love song, you feel me? So I swallowed my pride and built up the confidence to write her a note, confessing my undying love to her.
So you wrote her a note? Damn, you really are a bitch.
Yes, nigga, I wrote her a note. You see, back in the day, we didn't just go around asking girls out like, what the fuck did you think this was, nigga? Do I look like my name is Romeo to be going around asking girls out with words and shit? Nope. What we do is scribble down on the note, do you like me, yes or no, and then throw it at the girl. She'd read it and you'd find out very quickly if you took a W or an L, just by the way she reacts to the note. So that's what I did. I wrote her a note and told a friend of hers to give her the note. Now understandably, I was shitting bricks because I was terrified of rejection. I just remember staring right ahead, not even looking behind me where she was sitting because I was so afraid that she'd be disgusted or she would clown me or something, which I was trying to avoid at all costs. But that's when I looked up at my friend who was telling me to turn around for some reason, which I did, and I found myself staring face to face with Emily. Like she was just staring right into my soul with this weird smile, holding the note up in her hand.
So you took a W?
Fuck no, nigga. This is a story about L's. I took a fat L because she looked me dead in the eyes with that weird smile and simply said no, that she wasn't into me and all that shit. Now, to a young black nigga like myself, that translated to fuck no, nigga, you ugly as shit, boy. Why the hell would I want to be into a dusty, crusty, ugly nigga like you? So understandably, I was down bad. I just took the L on the outside and acted like everything was fine, but on the inside, that shit hurted, man. Like that shit hurted a lot. But we moved. I was a little bit embarrassed because she kind of rejected me in front of a couple of my friends, and because I was younger, I thought that that was the end of the world. But you know how it is. You just gotta learn from your L and move on with your life. Woo-wee! I feel a lot better now that I've gotten those L's off of my chest. Barbara? Where do you go? Where the fuck is that nigga? Did that nigga just leave? Ain't no way that nigga just left me. Hello? Barbara? Where you at, nigga? You still need to finish my trim. What is this? Nigga, what I pay you for? How you gonna leave me in the middle of a haircut, nigga? Where you go? Hello? Barbara? Barbara? Say that shit again. What did you say, Thomas Dubois looking ass nigga? I said, say that shit again and see what happens, bitch.
Oh Lord, Jetson made another one.
First rule about Fight Club: never talk about Fight Club. Now, I gotta cap, I never really understood this rule, because why the hell would you not want to talk about beating a nigga's ass unless, I don't know, maybe you're the one who got their ass beat, which, could never be me. Hold up, ain't you the nigga that got that kid stumped on, my nigga? That was literally in your last story time. Now, why you need to say that shit? Like, they ain't need to know that. I just don't get why you felt the need to bring your cap just then. Like, that shit don't make no sense. Respectfully. Fine, alright? I wasn't the best fighter in school. Matter of fact, I didn't really get into many fights at all. You see, my whole tactic was to treat everything like a joke. That way, no one would take you seriously enough to start beating the most religious of shits out of your ass. So what you saying is, you's a bitch. No, what I'm saying is, I'm smart. You see, I wasn't the biggest kid, so if I was to get in a fight, chances are niggas would do me how Yuji and Nanami did Mahito and JJK. And I wasn't trying to be on the cover of Worst Beatdowns 2021. That being said, there were some instances where even I had to roll my sleeves up and get to business. Nigga, that might be the most ugliest line I've ever heard in my life. Please never say that shit again. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that even my jokey nature wasn't enough to avoid some fights. And this video finna be about one of those times. But for you to understand that, you gotta first understand what led up to me throwing hands in the first place. Now, the build-up starts several years earlier with the nigga called Giannis. At least, that's what we're calling him for this video. Now, back in primary school or middle school or whatever, there was this kid called Giannis, and I hated this nigga with all my heart. Why? Because he was seemingly better than me at everything. He was more popular than me. Some niggas considered him funnier than me. Shit, even the girls thought that this nigga was cuter than me. So naturally, I wanted to crucify this nigga to the ceiling whilst everyday bro played in the background. Now, what made it worse is this nigga used to low-key violate me. Not too often, but often enough for me to want to sacrifice his soul to some pagan deity. My nigga, that's actually terrifying, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, what I'm trying to tell you is that I resented this nigga. Now, he ended up leaving my primary / middle school, so I thought I would never have to see this nigga ever again in my life. Now, fast forward a couple years now, we're in high school, and guess who recently transferred to my new high school? Yes, it was indeed the WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. Yeah, he was a cool nigga. And also, Giannis. Now, at this point, I was much older, you know, I thought I was more mature, so I started thinking that maybe Giannis wasn't that bad. Like, maybe we got off on the wrong foot back when I was a jit, and maybe now he's changed. Maybe he's cool now. Maybe, yeah, nah, this nigga hadn't changed. Matter of fact, he might have actually gotten worse. Now, this nigga was just downright evil. He'd pick on me all the time, make fun of me, you know, all that fun stuff. Now, remember my philosophy in avoiding fights, you know, joking around so they won't take you seriously enough to beat you up? Well, that had a fatal flaw. You see, if niggas don't take you seriously, then that means they think they can get away with doing anything to you, which are the perfect ingredients for getting your ass bullied in high school. But I didn't know that, so I was just taking it all on the chin, you know, all the bullying, all the abuse, everything from this nigga. Pause. But one day, I wasn't in the mood, you know, I don't quite remember why. I probably caught an ass whooping the night before from my parents for not taking the trash out or some shit, but the point is, I wasn't to be fucked with. But obviously, Giannis didn't get that memo. So I remember it was around break time and we was all on the playground. Now, I must have been near Giannis or some shit, because I remember him calling out to me, you know, doing the same shit. Now, I may have let it slide, but the thing was, he was talking his shit in front of a group of baddies. Yes, baddies from the year above. Now, I'll be damned if I let a nigga disrespect me in front of a group of baddies like that. I don't know why, but I just could not stand people thinking less of me because of this nigga. Maybe it was because I wasn't in the mood. Maybe it was because of all the years of pent up just hatred against this nigga. Or maybe it was because I couldn't allow myself to look bad in front of these baddies. Maybe it was all three. You see, I don't know what it was that made me snap, but the fact is, I snapped. Look at you, you old lame ass nigga. Big body built ass nigga with your big ass nose. I bet you can smell what the Rock is cooking. You old ugly ass nigga. Big foot, little nipple looking ass nigga. Say that shit again. What did you say, Thomas Dubois looking ass nigga? I said, say that shit again and see what happens, bitch. I don't know what took over me that day, but enough was enough. I blacked out in a fit of just sheer primal rage. It felt like thousands of years of African fury was coursing through my veins. I deadass don't even remember the fight. I just remember being pulled off that nigga by a bunch of people because I was just going ape shit. Now, my friends will go on to tell me what exactly happened during the fight, because like I said, I blacked out. They told me I got onto that nigga and started wailing on him. Like, y'all seen that show Invincible? Spoilers if you haven't, but you know how at the end, that nigga Omni-Man was beating the ever-living shit out of Mark. That was apparently what I did to Giannis. Now, the aftermath of what happened was everyone in the whole school was saying that I beat this nigga's ass. I got dragged into an isolation room, which is basically a place where I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone for the rest of the day until my parents picked my ass up. I remember, because my parents were at work, that my bus driver, aka my best friend at the time's dad, came and picked me up, and he was like, "So you got in the school fight?" "Yeah." "Did you win?" "Hell yeah, I won." That's my boy. Now, at the end of it, I felt like that nigga. My friend, I'll call him Morales, was telling me how everyone in school thought that I beat the fuck out of Giannis and how everyone was talking about it. Now, I ain't gonna cap. I felt good. I felt like I was that nigga and that no one could mess with me. At least, I felt that way until I got home and my parents dealt with me, and you know how that shit goes. Moral of the story simply is, don't let people walk over you. Now, I'm not saying you should go around beating up everyone who gives you problems. Like, violence isn't the answer and all that shit. But at the same time, you gotta respect yourself and don't let people take advantage of you or walk all over you, because that leads to bullying and people making fun of you and all that shit, and it's just not a good look. Don't do what I did and have people not taking you seriously, because that's just not good. Like, sometimes you just gotta learn to stand up for yourself.
She looks me dead in the eye like she was staring into my very soul. My heart was literally twerking in my chest. I'm thinking, nah, she must be playing, but that's when she starts grabbing on my cheeks. So I start freaking out. How did we get here? How did I find myself on the verge of my cheeks being devoured by this fiend? Well, to tell you that story, I have to start at the beginning. So this was my second year of college and I was living my best life, you know, doing my thing. I was out going to parties, clubs, you name it, I was there. I was in the streets like a crack fiend at the crack of dawn, which is how I met her. This tall, dark-haired beauty that we'll call Bathsheba. Now, Bathsheba had some history with the mandem. History? The fuck do you mean, history, ninja? She tried to put one of the gang on a t-shirt. Straight up backed out a knife like she was Sully from Top Boy type shit. Trying to put a ninja on the news. That bitch was crazy. And we was warning you to not try to put your dick in crazy. I I know. I heard the stories, but after talking to her for a little bit, she told me all of that was bullshit. That apparently the ninja had some knife kink or something. Come on now, ninja. You know that shit is cat. Maybe, but none of that was any of my business. I was just trying to beat them cheeks like an African mother got into whipping on a child after catching that ninja stealing chicken from the pot. I did not care. This was back during my whole phase. Go watch that story time link in the description. When all I cared was about slinging that meat and beating them cheeks. She could have been Amber Heard herself, all fucked up on crack and adrenaline, and that would have made the ittiest bit of difference. I was in it to beat it. Now, I won't cap, I partly was messing with her because I heard some stories about how freaky them white girls could be, and I wanted to experience some of that shit for myself. I had ninjas dead ass pulling up to me saying, bro, you got to get with them white bitches. They different, my ninja, they different. They literally DFEAAUTS. DFEAAUTS. Down for everything and anything under the sun, my ninja. I dead ass had a white bitch trying to eat my ass from the back. On jaw. You know, now that I'm looking back on it, that should have been a warning flag for what was to come later. But I did not give a damn. I was trying to experience what this ninja meant when he said that they was crazy. One time for the one time. So me and Bathsheba, we gets to texting back and forth, you know, and I was trying to spit some game, telling her how she made me feel like an African kid after seeing an ice cream tub in the freezer, you know, before you find out it was stew and gain trust issues for the rest of your life. Now one day, I must have been chilling playing a game or something when all of a sudden I received a text at 3 a.m. What you doing? Nothing, just chilling. What's up? Come see me. Now when I received that come see me text, my mind started racing. Like, first of all, it's 3 a.m. This was already been past demon time. The only ninjas up at this time are crazy witch doctors and people beating cheeks. So I already knew what shorty was trying to get into. But I won't lie, it was kind of cold outside. It was a little bit chilly and shorty kind of lived far away. So I didn't know if I was trying to make that pilgrimage. It's okay. When you get here, I'll warm you up. When I received that text, words could not describe how fast I busted ass trying to get to her dorm. Ninja, not even the Avengers themselves could have stopped me from pulling up to her place. So I get there and one thing leads to another and we gets to, you know, we gets to cooking. I'm adding seasoning, spices, all that good stuff. But then, in the middle of all of this, she stops abruptly and sits up, asking me if I wanted to get my cake eaten. And I sat there for a sec because I'm like, the f does she mean get my cake eaten? I low-key thought she was joking. So I started laughing, trying to play it off because I thought she was trying to play with the ninja. But then I took one good look at her and I saw no hint of humor or laughter in her face. This woman was serious. She looks me dead in the eye like she was staring into my very soul. My heart was literally twerking in my chest. I'm thinking, nah, she must be playing, but that's when she starts grabbing on my cheeks. So I start freaking out. Like, hold up. Ain't no way I'm getting my cheeks devoured today. I was not ready for this shit. We gets to tussing and tumbling and turning, and I swear to God, she is dead ass trying to turn me around and pull down my boxes like I'm a bad bee. It gets to the point where I dead ass have to push shorty off me and call a timeout. Like shorty was being a little bit too freaky for me. So we just sitting there in silence and I'm like, listen, I just, I wasn't prepared. It's okay, it's fine. Trust me, it's fine. Like, I just wasn't expecting it. I said it's fine, trust. I was just messing around. Like, honestly, I'm flattered, really. Nags, I said it's fine. Let's just forget about it. Literally, like, this is just my, this is my first time experiencing a cake eater. Cake eater? Cake devourer? Shit, I don't know what to call it. Nags, believe me, it's fine. Shit. Maybe next time we can, well, shit, I don't know, but we ain't doing that shit. Bro, I remember telling some of my friends about this incident and they straight got on my ass for not going through with the mission. So now I'm here thinking, did I make the right choice? What would y'all do? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, we back. When I opened my eyes and looked down, she was throwing it back. I said, Jesus is Lord. I know what you're thinking, and no, this isn't a standard animations video, although I did do a collab with him in my last video, so you should go check that out. But, well, actually 2 bots, but we'll get into that later. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys one of my more tantalizing story times, and judging by the fact that you've seen the thumbnail and you clicked on this video, I'm guessing that you're expecting nothing less than the most juicy, the most enticing, the most tantalizing story time, or at least the next best thing, which is basically what this video is. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this story takes place back in the good old high school days, you know, when the sun would shine brighter and I'm sorry, I can't, okay, I just can't, okay, I fucking hated high school, okay, everything from the teachers to the students, just, I'll get into that in a future video, but for now, what you need to understand about me in high school is that I wasn't that nigga, okay, I just wasn't that guy. You know how there's the cool nigga? Well, I was the cool nigga's funny friend. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I need you to understand that I wasn't the type of nigga that had bitches falling at their feet. None of that. In fact, I was probably the opposite. Like, shit, I had bitches running away from me. I had dogs barking at me. Shit, I was so ugly that even cats were barking at me, my nigga. It was tough. So me being me, I was just going through the motions. You know how in high school it just gets to a point where all the days are basically the same. Like, they all blend together because you follow the same routine every day. You know, you wake up in the morning, get on your bus or whatever transport you take and get to school, do a couple lessons in the morning, go on a break, do a couple more lessons, then lunch, then some more lessons, and you go home, rinse and repeat. Well, for me, an important part of my daily routine was playing football every lunchtime, and I would do this every day without fail. It didn't matter what the conditions were, I would play. If it was raining, I would play. If it was snowing, I would play. If Nagato himself flew into the sky and started preaching about knowing pain, getting ready to lay waste to the entire village, I would play. For me, it was all about football, and on this day in particular, there was nothing different. So I pulled up to my friends at lunchtime, we started chopping it up, and I was like, hey, let's go play some football. But for some reason, I can't quite remember why, but nobody wanted to go outside. They just wanted to stay inside and chill, and it was actually my best friend at the time, Safari, who was down to go play some ball. So we walked down to the playground at lunchtime, and for some reason, it was unusually empty. There was only a couple people out on the playground at that point, and I can't quite remember why there was a few people, but that doesn't matter. So I was scouring the playground looking for possible football games we could join, and that's when I spotted them. 2 of the most beautiful girls in our year at the time, just chilling, vibing on their own. I call them Whis, you know, like Whis from Dragon Ball, and let's call the other one Madison. Now, the thing about our relationship with Whis and Madison was that we weren't complete strangers. We were more so, I guess, friendly acquaintances. So we just went up to them and started chopping it up with them, you know, telling jokes and all that good shit, until suddenly, I don't know how the conversation went to this, but one of them just started saying, it's twerking time. So bearing in mind, again, that I wasn't that nigga and I didn't have a way with the ladies, in my head, I was thinking she's just joking around. I didn't think she was actually serious until the other one was like, yeah, it's twerking time. Now, my fellow brethrens, comrades if you will, members of the Nags Crusade, there comes moments in one's life where you don't have control. Now, you might think this is a bad thing, but not necessarily. Sometimes it's good to not have control. Sometimes you just gotta lay back and let Jesus take the wheel. And this was one of those moments. So all of a sudden, Whis grabs my arm and Madison grabs my boy Safari's arm, and I'm thinking, this isn't happening. This can't be happening. Is this actually happening? Shit, I'ma just let this happen. So they put us over into the place behind the gym where basically no one could see us, and they line us up against the wall next to each other, and Whis gets in front of me whilst Madison gets in front of my boy Safari. Now again, in my head, I'm thinking there's no way that this is about to happen right now. So I look up at the sky shine, I start saying in my head, I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again, but Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me, things I don't understand. And God must have been looking down on me smiling, because when I opened my eyes and looked down, she was throwing it back. I said, Jesus is Lord. I looked over to my boy Safari and the same thing was happening to him. Madison was putting in that work. I looked my boy Safari dead in the eyes and no words were exchanged, but we knew exactly what each other was thinking. And my nigga, we were enjoying. Things were bumping, things were grinding, things were shuffling, my nigga. I was just living my best life. Now the amount of cake that was on display in front of my eyes, shit, we could have started the whole bakery in this bitch. Nah, nigga, that shit was so hideous. Never make that joke again in your life. God damn, that shit was so ugly. Anyways, shit was going down. Bearing in mind that this entire time, not one of us had spoke. So we were dead ass in silence whilst this shit was going down. And this goes on for like 2 minutes. After which Reese goes, okay, twerking time's over for today. And Madison goes, yeah, same time tomorrow. And Reese is like, bet, maybe tomorrow we'll switch partners. And they go their separate ways, leaving me and my boy Safari there in silence as we just contemplated what the fuck just went down. So we stood there in silence for a couple more seconds until we just looked each other in the eye and was just like,
my nigga.
So yeah, in the end, we just went back to our other friends and told them exactly what happened. And of course they didn't believe us, but we moved. I told them that it's gonna happen again tomorrow and they can come see for themselves. And they were like, bet. So did we come back tomorrow? Did the same happen again? Am I ever gonna reach 1,000 subscribers? Find out next episode on Dragon Ball Z. Y'all ever had that one high school teacher that was a little bit too close to you? Like, I'm talking that white lady from Everybody Hates Chris close to you. Like, she all caked up in the corner of the classroom giving you that look. You know that look. The I'm finna pin this kid down and rub baby lotion all over this nigga's elbows type look. I know. I might sound a little bit crazy, but I can't be the only one who has experienced this shit. Hey, Nags. Your ugly baboon, the baby ugly cousin looking ass couldn't pull an ugly Betty to save your mother's life, let alone a whole high school teacher. Quit capping for the net, nigga. I swear, my nigga, it's true. I couldn't believe it either. Matter of fact, it took me a couple years after I had already left high school to really and truly deep the fact that my teacher was really feeling for your boy. Like, I couldn't even recognize the signs that were right up in my face. But now that I look back on it, that was crazy. Let me give you an example real quick. So I had this teacher, we'll call her Miss Spice. Now, Miss Spice wasn't really a teacher. She was more like a substitute teacher. So she would fill in if our normal teacher for any given reason was MIA. Now, Miss Spice, for some reason, always seemed to single out your boy for no reason. She'd always be near me trying to help me with work. When nobody asked, she'd purposely hold me back after lesson ended to talk to me about the most random shit, like how she caught her kid butt booty naked doing the doggy in the mirror whilst listening to Iggy Azalea. Like, bitch, I do not care about your life's problems, but that's not even the tip. That's not even the tippity tip of this iceberg. I remember one time she must have kept me behind in class one day with the excuse of my school tie not being done properly. So I kid you not, this woman pulled me in close, and when I say close, I mean close. Like, I could smell the hot coffee and hint of depression and poor decision making on her breath type close. And then she started doing up my tie for me. Bro, when I tell you I was so uncomfortable during this entire period, you do not understand. Like, first of all, I can do my own goddamn tie. And secondly, why the fuck are you trying to do my tie for me in the most sexual and intimate way possible? Like, you dead ass pulling me into tongue kissing range, knowing full well exactly what you're doing. Inappropriate isn't even the word to describe these kind of diabolical actions. Like, I promise you, she was one strong gust of wind away from catching a case. Not that my horny teenage ass would have minded, but still, you cannot tell me that isn't suspect as fuck. Even my boy, after I told him what went down, was telling me I should have been all up in them cheeks like Patrick and Sandy on an hentai website. But my naive ass was ignoring all the signs. Like I was like, nah nigga, she was just trying to do my tie up for real for real. Another side that this wicked witch from the west was trying to fuck with your boy in a non-kosher manner was when she was covering for me for one of my maths teachers. Now I must have been sitting in the back with a girl who in her own right was a freak, but that's a story for another time. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see that shit. But I must have been doing my thing, you know, trying to joke around with this girl, and this teacher was not having it. I promise you, she would single me out every time trying to talk to me, give me answer questions, single me out specifically for talking whilst the whole goddamn neighborhood was talking. But she would only single me out. It got to the point where the girl next to me, let's call her Tess, was like, damn, this lady trying to fuck with you for real. She trying to take the pipe the way she into you so much. And I played it off because I was like, ain't no way. But something that stuck with me is that my other classmates were also realizing that something was off between me and this teacher. So there was no way this was just some normal teacher behavior. Like, bro, even the way the teacher was looking at me, you know that look, that hungry lion staring at a female gazelle type look, gave it all away that she had some nefarious intentions. It also definitely didn't help that this was the same teacher who had seen my peacock from one of my earlier story times. Go check it out, place in the description. But all that combined with the way the teacher spoke to me, looked at me, talking about some, you have really big arms, can you help me carry these heavy books into my office, has really got me thinking that this woman was ready to risk it all for that dark chocolato, if you know what I'm trying to say. Moral of the story, sitting here thinking about all this that went down, got me thinking one thing. Damn, I could have smashed.
Everybody knows them niggas. You know them niggas who are all about their girls. A certified lover boy, if you will, whose only concern is about slinging that meat and beating them cheeks. Yeah, that was me. I was a hoe. I was a certified slut in my first year of college. Like, I was out here on these streets, 2C sliding with Drake and Future, trying to play 2-player Dokkan with any shorty that happened to run into me at the time. Like, this was not a game. I belonged to the streets. But you see, the crazy part is everyone belonged to the streets. You see, in college, there's this unspoken rule about not dating anyone in your first year because of this very reason. Like, you can find yourself texting your girl, talking about how much you love her and wanna rub baby lotion all up on her left foot. All the while, she's getting freaky with a whole other nigga. And I've been on both sides of that coin. There was times where I was texting my girl while she was having an intense 2-player Dokkan battle with a whole other dude. As well as times where I was the other dude in the scenario. Nigga, there was times where I'd be with my girl and she'd show me text messages of niggas down bad in her DMs confessing their feelings for her, and we just sit there and clown them niggas. And I know that this was toxic, and I do not condone or intend to glorify this type of behavior, but the fact of the matter is I was a toxic nigga back then. Like I said, I was a hoe. I was actively engaged in hotivities. I was all up in the DMs with a bunch of different shorties like Keisha, Becky, Mimi, Kaguya, you name it, I was there. Snapchat, Instagram. By the way, if you ain't following your boy, go do that, link in the description. Nigga, I know damn well your ugly baboon, big lip, little nipple, big body, bitch ass was pulling no bitches, talking about some hotivities. Nigga, you better hold the fuck up and go focus on your studies, stupid bitch. I get it, you don't believe me, but trust me, I was really in the field putting in that work like Rihanna on a Drake song. Nigga, me and the gang used to go to the club damn near every other night to talk to some baddies and try to score some points. Yes, you heard me correctly. We was trying to put up points on the game board. I'm being so dead ass right now. We have rules and everything, like 1 wine would equal 1 point, 1 phone number would equal 2 points, and if you were lucky enough to get that triple twist guac deluxe combo, my nigga, that's 3 points.
points. Now, if you manage to go all the way and secure the bag, I'm talking 2-player Dokkan all night, 10 points, my nigga. Yes, we had niggas putting in numbers on the scoreboard like this was LeBron on game night. Nigga, we dead ass used to have prep talks before we went into the club on some, alright, this is it. Game time, niggas. I want to see all your niggas in the paint putting up numbers like you was Michael Jordan in '89. Guys, don't you think we should just go there and, you know, enjoy ourselves instead of worrying about scoring points? What you say, nigga? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Now, why are we here? To be cheats. Say it again. Be cheats. To be motherfucking cheats, nigga. Now, you get in there and you put in that work. Now, I ain't even gonna cap. There was nights where I'd score a couple points here and there, you know, but I was nowhere near the niggas at the top of the leaderboards. Like, these niggas were certified demons, as in you do not want them near your sister, cousin, auntie, niece, rabbi, you name it, cause these niggas were on demon timing. They were trying to activate their wood style no jutsu on any konoichi that happened to be around at the time. Like, these are the type of niggas that fathers warn their daughters about, because they will fuck your shit up and ruin your entire life. I knew one of these niggas who was like that, and I swear to God, this nigga had a baddie on every location on campus. So when we're out and it's late, he would go to the girls nearest to his location, like this was McDonald's, and he was trying to find the nearest branch or some shit. Like, this nigga was a fiend. As for me, I was more low-key. You see, I wasn't trying to be everywhere on the streets, because that would now mean that you are now community dick, and no girl wants to be with the community dick. That would also mean that girls would be gossiping about you all the time, and you don't ever want to be the main topic of a girl's group chat, because that is almost always never a good thing. Girl, you know that nigga Nags tried sliding into my DMs talking about some after the NBA got cancelled because of COVID. It reminded me of how he didn't stand up and be a man when we was talking. Girl, he said the same thing to me. Now, all things considered, living this type of lifestyle and being toxic may seem like fun, but really and truly, a lot of the relationships or entanglements that you get into just end up falling apart as you find out you and that person really share nothing in common at all, and everything that you shared with that person was just meaningless sex. Trust me, I speak from experience. Even when I did find a girl that I really enjoyed being with, that, you know, matched my vibe and we just clicked, it ended up falling apart because of the type of life I was living and all the drama and toxicity that was involved with that type of lifestyle. So in the end, it's just not worth it. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather have 10 meaningless relationships or one relationship that means everything?
See, we do what they never do, wonder why they hate. Show them love when I'm on the stage, girl, just show them breast. Don't want hugs, wanna see you dance, then just bust a square, give to unks, yeah, she fell in love. Just another black boy story, parent issues, drugs and mischief, that's what kids